De mare.
Well, welcome to all those in cyberspace. My name is Nwabueze Okoye, and I'm your host today. Very honored to be here in Africa Week 2020 and to share some of my talents, my gifts, which I've been cultivating for the last 2 decades, which is in the field of holistic health. And this workshop is to kind of teach you how you can become your own healer through your body, transforming your body into a healer. Um, and the beauty of that is that all of our bodies are designed to heal, right? And anytime you've maybe fallen and scraped yourself or received some sort of scratch or a scar or cut, um, without any assistance from you, your body will heal itself, right? So what if you could get in contact with that very unique intelligence within that heals you without your input? What if you are able to, through your own actions and efforts, co-direct or direct that intelligence to deepen your healing capacity? Well, that's exactly what we are doing, and we've been doing the last 20 years or so, with regards to healing, with regards to making one's life better. And the way we do it are several. Um, Myself, I love to use the body. So when I'm using the body, I like to put it in healing formations. We call it Qigong. Some people call it something similar in India, yoga. Um, and these sciences where you're utilizing the energy of the body to heal, right? So if you look at the life force, which is the energy that permeates all living things, this life force is what you can look at through science. When you look inside the atom and you look into the realm of subatomic reality, subatomic particles, that's what the life force is, right? It's deeper than the atoms. It's something so subtle, but it integrates everything. It interpenetrates everything that we have. The ancients called it prana, right? Out of India, they called it Ra. In Egypt and Kemet, right? The Jewish people, through the Kabbalistical science, call it the Shekinah. It's an aspect of the Shekinah, I should say. So there's different, traditions, and they've all attested in the past to this life force reality. The funny thing is, in the West, it's been hush hush, right? And relegated simply to secret societies, Masonic lodges, and things of that nature. And they're doing that for a proper reason, because if they were to give to people these sciences, you would no longer be, dare I say, enslaved to their Western medical paradigm, of cutting and nuking and, that kind of thing, radiation. And what they're doing to bodies is kind of, it's not the optimal thing, or it's not the only option that we have. We can heal ourselves just like all nature has the ability and has been entitled to heal itself. We can do the same. We're part of nature. So what I'm going to be sharing today are just some ideas, some ways, some movements that one can utilize to, again, right the ship and make your body great again. All right, so what I want to bring to mind, first and foremost, is that to Africans, the healing sciences are not new, right? We've known how to heal ourselves for a long time. We've known how to take the science of what's called trance, which all priests and priestesses who are on this call know very well, or if you're very skilled in meditation, you know the science of trance. So for those who may not know, trance is simply the ability to leave this current state of thinking that you're in and enter into a different state of thinking, a deeper state of thinking. You can think about it like you leave your brain wave is pulsing most likely at the beta state right now. It's a very fast pulsation, right? Maybe 12 to 18 breaths per minute, maybe about 18 breaths per minute. And then you slow that down to what's called alpha, and that's a reduction where you're about 9 to 12 breaths per minute. And then if you can reduce your breath further, you go into what's called theta state. Theta might be 4 to 8 breaths per minute. And then beneath that is the delta, near death state, where you're down to under 3 breaths per minute. So somebody looking from the outside might think that you're comatose, but you're just in deep relaxation, and your consciousness is fully withdrawn from the objects of the external plane, is deeply immersed in the internal plane. That's the spiritual plane, that's the plane of the ancestors, that's the plane of the gods. And this is the science coming out of Africa, where they utilized music, mainly through drumming, chanting, and dancing, to enter these states. They would internalize their consciousness into these states of being and connect with the divinities, connect with the celestial hosts. And that's how they were able to discover the sciences of medicine, of mathematics, of husbandry, of agriculture, religion, you name it, right? We were on top of all of that. And then these sciences, when Africa was sacked and fell, the priesthood had enough foresight to spread it out into the world. So it went 2 by 2. They went into India, they went into China, right? They went into Asia. They went over to, everywhere and spread this knowledge. And so if you look in different cultures around the world, around the globe, they have fragments of a one united, unified spiritual movement, if you will. So our job today, the children of the West, who come from the light of the East, our job is to reconnect this one supreme science. So some aspects, we may have to go to India and borrow the science of mantra. We may have to go to China and borrow the science of Qigong and the life force, right? And that whole philosophy that Taoists are bringing. We come back to Africa and bring our cosmological systems that are still intact. I'm Igbo. We have a cosmological system intact. The Yorubas do as well. The Akans in Ghana have something as well. The Zulus have something as well. Various nations have this cosmological piece. And when you weave it all together, then you've seen our tradition staring us back in the face. So that what people call Chinese medicine or Ayurvedic medicine, if you go back to the root of it all, you're going to find that African's face underneath it all, right? Just do the research. So what I want to talk about really is how do we merge these sciences into a functional manner in which we can heal, right? In a functional manner in which we can, reconstruct a healthy body, transform our body from something ordinary into something extraordinary. And what we're doing essentially is tapping into that fundamental intelligence that is God, and that aspect of God that is the healer. That's what we're doing today. All right. Cool. So, I know it's a little bright here. I'm in DC and the sun is blazing. Let's see if I turn this way a little bit. So what I wanna really get into is, before we get into the movements, because I want to show folks movements and how you can move your body, navigate your energies so that you can move this life force energy around. Remember, I said the life force is what allows you to have life. Once that is drained, once that is gone, you're gone, right? You're going to drop the body and you're going to travel into the inner planes, right? What allows you to have physical life here on this external plane we call Earth is this life force body. And when it flees, you flee. So you want to preserve this life force body as much as possible. So just as you feed your physical body maybe 1, 2, or 3 times a day or more, you also have to feed your life force body. Remember, we're in Africa now. This is Africa Week. And African philosophy did not just have us with one body. We have 7. The 7th body is the one you're looking at right now for me. The 6th body, the Egyptians called the Kaibit. Some people call that the astral double, right? That is the 6th body. That's the body acupuncturists and Reiki practitioners are working upon. Qigong and Tai Chi is working upon, right? Acupressure and those sciences. So this life force body has to also be nourished. And what you find is when you nourish it, you can withstand sickness. But not only that, not only withstand the sickness, but then you elevate your consciousness. So you start thinking better, you start thinking clearer, you start resolving problems, right? You don't get stuck. Your emotions harmonize, right? So your whole mentality is purified. And you apply all of that into meditation to go deeper into your vehicle, into your vessel, into your life. Because we're kind of working from the outside of, if you think of life as a turtle shell, and the shell is the physical life, but the life of the turtle is within the shell. So this is our shell, y'all. And we have to have a method to go within, explore deep inner space. And that's what the life force body is the fuel for, right? So, the more you work with the life force, the more you're going to notice your consciousness, which is usually tied to the external plane, meaning anything that can be perceived by the 5 senses, that consciousness is usually plugged into that. When you start working on the life force body, you start awakening the senses and they can perceive more light. And light is just simply that which makes you aware of something. And if you apply the light towards seeking who you are, when you ask the question, who am I? What answers is the self? Then the life force body starts to orient you back towards that. And that's how Africans and ancient peoples were moving, right? We were interested in this physical world, we conquered it. But there were many more realms and kingdoms and dimensions that we were also interested in conquering as well. And I feel that science has been lost, or at least it's been very occulted or hidden. So it takes occultists, priests, priestesses, people deeply trained in the meditation sciences, depth psychologists, to bring this knowledge back out for the usage of the people, the upliftment of the people. So this is the revolution that will not be televised, even though it's being streamed today. So really we are learn about our life force body, our chi body, the body in yoga they also call it the kundalini, the kundalini energy. Same thing, they're talking about the same life force, right? That kundalini that arises is the same life force. So all right, so what I want to do, I want to transform this body into a healer. So what I'm going to do is show you some exercises that will help strengthen the body, strengthen the life force, and give you a better idea of its energy and how to manipulate it. All right. So these are the same exercises I utilize to help me in my healing practice. I've been practicing holistic healing for quite some time. I'm able to send energy out of my palms. We can correct conditions that people are experiencing just simply with the palms. Sometimes I utilize crystals, such as the one I'm wearing, which is, this is called, what's it called? This is called carnelian and red jasper, right? And then the black is the onyx. This is scolecite. And in my right pocket, I have for you crystal lovers out there. Maybe some of you know this one. I don't know if you can see it with the glare. Apologies. But this is one called apophyllite, right? And scolecite, both scolecite and apophyllite, what they have in common is that both of these contain water inside. So a little clue for you cultivators out there: if you want your energy to be really powerful, to be really ramped up, you want to have crystals around you that contain water. So like I said, scolecite, apophyllite, selenite, right, opal, these are water bearing crystals, and they will, if you put electricity in water, it's very conductive. So if you keep crystals with water in them around you, and you're also into life force generating exercises, cultivation, you're going to be very electrical as well as magnetic. And that's the thing, you always want this life force to flow. So pick your crystals wisely. Pick your crystals wisely if you're using them to assist you in your development. All right, so I'm going to get into some of these movements now. Put this phone down. Hopefully you can see me. So what we're going to simply do, I'm going to show you something called Wudong Wudong Qigong, right? So it comes from Wudong, what some people call Wu-Tang. No, matter of fact, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you something that I'm using actually right now to help strengthen my body versus COVID. Not that I'm afraid of COVID, but I want to use a method of exercise that helps to strengthen the immune system powerfully and helps you to adapt to external pathogens, right? Which are like viruses, bacteria, things that are airborne, right? And since COVID is something that's a little bit unknown to date, we're really not sure of its etiology, why it's coming, how it comes, how it can be spread and infected, and if you need 6 feet, if you need 12 feet, do the masks work, do the masks not work? We have a lot of questions. So I try not to dwell too long in places I don't have understanding, but I do have understanding that my body can be optimized to heal itself. My body can be optimized to boost its immune capacity, immunity, see? So I choose to dwell more on the things that I can control rather than things I cannot. So what you'll find in this Qigong I'm about to show you, I'll show you a few movements. It has the ability to strengthen your immune system tremendously, ward off disease. If you have disease in you, it's going to eject it. Oftentimes it will make you feel hot. You'll start to generate a lot of heat, which will, if you have enough liquid in your body, will produce sweat, and you'll be sweating off your disease, just like if you were in a hot sauna, right? So we have all this ability within us. It's like generating the heat of a volcano and how the fire ejects things out of your body. That's what the sweat will be doing. So if you need some water, I recommend you take a minute now and get a sip. I'm gonna put this phone over here because I'm afraid it's gonna heat up and then nobody's gonna see me for a minute. So let me try to put it in the shade somewhat. Let me see if you have any comments first. Sorry, I shouldn't pay attention to that. Let me see. Thank you again. Okay. So I'm tuning in from Washington, D.C. in the land they call America. And guys and goddesses, I share. All right, cool. So yeah, we're in. All right. It's a little crooked, so bear with me. It's a little crooked. Hope you can still see me. So the first movement we want to do is what's called bring heaven to earth. And it's a symbolic gesture that we want to bring our energies up to the heavens, collect that energy and bring it down to the earth, which is our body, for nourishment. Right? So it's like acknowledgement of the place where we come from, to the place where we are now, and going back to the place where we come from. Right? So what we simply want to do, well, let's just stretch out a little bit first. We're going to roll out our knees. Open what they call the gates. The gates of the body control the energy, control the traffic of your energy. If your gates are tight, just imagine like a freeway is clogged. There's not much traffic moving for the other direction, the knees. So in the same vein, you want to open up your internal traffic ways, internal highways for the energy to flow undisturbed. So open up the gates, the highways, the legs. Now we're going to open up the highways in the hips, the waist. Always utilize the circular force, because the force of circles, spiral force, is a force of regeneration. Right? So there's anything in your body that needs regeneration, you need to bring it to the circle. Just think about it. Anytime you see a galaxy forming, what do you see? You see the spiral. You see the spiral force. So we're bringing that knowledge from above, go the other direction, down into our bodies. So just circling it out, circling it out. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the box. If you can't see me, or you can't hear me, or need me to repeat something, I'd be more than happy to, family. Circle the shoulders. Big circles. And just reverse. Just circle the neck. The other direction. Just gonna hop into this. The main point is just to get your heels off the ground. At least you can actually leap off the ground like a Mau warrior in Kenya, or you can at least just bound in a manner where your heel is raising up off the ground. This helps to stimulate your bones. It gets blood to flow, gets your lymph to flow. The lymph system is the true immune system. So you want your lymph glands to flow. Okay. So now our feet are shoulder width apart. Right? Shoulder width. Slightly bend the knee. Don't want to be straight like a soldier in the military. You want to slightly bend the knee. Allow for the flow to happen there. You have your arms as if you have an egg between the armpits. Arms drop naturally. I look very dark here. Hopefully I'm not too dark today. What I'm going to do is just bring heaven to earth 3 times. So I'm going to breathe in as I rise my arms up. Breathing in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose as you bring the arms down. So let's do that 2 more times. Breathing in. Out. One more time. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out. So the first three movements are probably the most powerful for building the immune system that I'm going to show you. The first one, we start off like so. And then we're going to bring the hands together like this. They don't touch. And then you breathe out. The chest. So you bring them together. It's like you're trying to push and squeeze, keeping the elbows up. Trying to push these palms together, but they can never touch. Then breathe out. So you're breathing in and out through the nose. Breathe in, pushing, trying to squeeze these palms together. They cannot touch. No. Breathe out. Deeply. Drop the arms. Just breathe in deeply into your nose. Oh, you can see us well. You can see me good. Thank you. And we're just going to bring the energy from the abdomen to the chest. Now, in energy science, your physical life is stored in the energy complex found in the pelvis, found in this area, the lower abdomen. It's your life force. Physical vitality is here. Your emotional life is found in the chest. Spiritual life in the head. Right? So, spiritual life head, emotional life chest, physical life, meaning if your body's hurt, needs healing, you feel pain, you gotta focus on this area. So this Qigong is focusing between the physical and the emotional life. So we're gonna breathe in as we raise up to the chest. Turn the palms down and breathe out as you push down. Just like that. In, out, pushing it down. One more time. Mixing the physical life with the emotional. So if you have anything that needs to be cleared, that little motion will have to clear. So the next movement's a little more challenging. It's going to tackle these shoulders. What's the first place you all like to get touched when you see a massage therapist? Most of y'all, just like me, will probably answer in this region, right? So if you're tight in this region, most likely you have some subtle anger issues or some challenge with sorrow, depression issues. So if you want to release sorrow, you want to release anger in your system, you give the body permission to release it by doing it first through the motion, through the movement, right? So that's how the movement becomes a permission for the body to let certain energies go. You create the vectors of change, and the change occurs. So let's get ready to let go of some of that sadness, that anger that we've been holding. So to do so, we're going to simply put our arms out to the sides. I know you can't see me fully, but I'm going to try to leave one arm in the picture here just to show you. Both arms are going to be doing the same thing. I'm simply twisting my arms back as much as I can as I breathe in. Twisting, 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 like you're wringing out a bath towel. And you breathe out, bring the arms close, and push out to the sides. Flatten out the wrists. Arms flat, twist back, breathe in, twist it. Bring the arms in and push out as you breathe out through the nose, softly. Good. Breathe in, twist. Out, push. Feeling in the shoulders. What you're feeling is just where your emotions have become physical. This is a holding spot for those emotions. So it's almost like just taking out the trash. This movement helps to take out the trash. It will help you calm down. It will return your shoulder back to its full mobility, its health as well. And most importantly, it's ramping up the immune system. Twisting as much as you can. Feel that force between the shoulder blades. Breathe out. Make everything soft. Let's do one more. Drop the arms. Take your mind in and sense what that movement has done to your body. So just engage a standing meditation, if you will. Let's bring this energy up and down 3 times. Breathe in, bring the arms up to the chest. Breathe out, pushing downwards. In, up to the chest. Breathe out, downwards. Last one. In. Up to the chest, out. So the next movement, a little more forgiving. We simply put our hands underneath our chest, right? Palm facing upwards. We're going to simply breathe in, turn the palms to face the sky, push up like you're pushing a tree. Pushing up the sky, holding up the sky. And then you breathe out. Bring your hands palm up underneath the chest. Okay. So breathe in. Push up, extending. And breathe out. So what this does is allows the energy in your body to have full expression. That means if you are somebody who stammers in your speech, right, you stutter, that's incomplete expression of that energy of the tongue. This energy will help you to extend your energy outwards and will cure that stuttering, right? Let's say if you have incomplete bowel movements, constipation, this is a way now to get your body to release any waste accumulated in itself. So anything incomplete in your body or in your emotions or in your thinking, this is helping to bring it to completion. Just using the motif of the body to convey an energy within. Push up. You can also extend up with your heels or get on your calves, right? So get up on your tiptoes. When you're standing here, get on your tiptoes, stretch out those calves. The calves have a huge role to play in the immune system as well. It's very underutilized in society. Let's do 2 more. Breathe deeply into your body. Feeling the calmness, feeling the peace, the receptivity. It's in the calm state, that's where you heal. You swing your nervous system into what's called the parasympathetic nervous system that's activated when you sleep. We engage that when we're doing the Qigong. So your body feels like it's sleeping, and it's going to be turned into the healing stage. And where we direct our movements is where the healing is directed. So we fixed up the spine just now, the head, the calves, the legs, the arms, the shoulders. Let's do a few more movements. We're going to bring the energy up to the chest and down to the pelvis. In, out. So now we're going to involve a movement that deals with twisting, and why the twist is so important as far as body science and as far as your body as a healer. The twists help to heal your liver and your gallbladder channels of energy. And the liver and gallbladder channels of energy, and at least in Chinese medicine, they regulate your ability to see things in different directions, left and right, right? And when you have a hard time making up your mind, you don't know if you want to go see this movie, or see that movie, or eat this food or that food. The Chinese call that dampness. Dampness or confusion. Dampness is confusion. Dr. Sebi will call that phlegm or mucus. So that mucus that is in your body, that is misting your mind, not allowing your thoughts to be clear, to penetrate deep, is due to mucus. And that mucus, we can destroy the mucus, we can incinerate it through these twisting motions that I'm about to show you. So what we're going to do is going to take our right hand, put it behind our left lower back, left kidney. So right hand over the left kidney. The left hand is going to swing over to your right side of your body, palm up, just twist it to the right. And you're going to twist to the left as you breathe in. Hand goes over the head and you're looking through it as you twist. Your eyes are going to look through the palm, twist it. And you're going to come back as you breathe out. Twist to your right. Twist to your left as you breathe in. Twisting as much as you can. Looking through the hand into the sky. And breathe out. Twisting as you breathe in. Hand rises up over the head. Looking through your hand into the sky. So my feet stay straight. My feet aren't moving. The only thing that's moving is my waist. Twisting my entire spine, central nervous system. In as the arms rise. Breathe out as it falls. In as it rises, twisting as much as you can. And out while it falls. It's also good to give one an adrenal boost if your adrenal glands are low. You don't have the drive to get up and go and take on the world, take the bull by the horns. The placement of the hand on the lower back boosts the adrenals circuit. Let's do one more. So you'll get your mojo back. Don't worry. This is a sad world to live in if you don't have any mojo. Mojo is something you don't want to be without. So we're going to switch. So you're going to put our left hands on our right kidney this time. Left hand, place on the right kidney, just like last time. And then we're going to take our right hand, come to the left side, breathe out, breathe into the right, up through the palm into the sky. And breathe out to twist to the left. Breathe in deeply as you twist to your right. You can go at your own pace. You don't have to follow mine. Just giving you the steps. Breathe in when you turn to the right. Breathe out, coming to the left. Twist. One more round. Drop the arms. Bring the energy up to the chest as you breathe in. Breathe out as it drops to the pelvis. Picking up that energy from the pelvis up to the chest. Breathing in. Sink it down as you breathe out, nice and soft. One more time. Time. So that's just a set of exercises one can utilize to strengthen the body during COVID time. That's 4 of 12 exercises. I'm not going to go through them all, but I definitely wanted you to get a feeling for that. Because, the body can heal, like I said earlier. Thank you, Suzanne. I saw your comments. Glad that you're here. The body's a healer, and, we just have to know how to engage the healing energy. It's really not hard. I'm fortunate to say that I've been 20 years without having to see a physician, 20 years without having to go to the hospital. But it's these exercises that have protected my body, that protected your ancestors' bodies, right? In old societies, right, we used to have village drumming, village dancing, right? And they had a whole host of dances, healing dances, right? Some of that tradition remains. The spiritual dances have remained, the religious dances have remained, and that's how people can dance and hear the drum and chants and flutes and musical instruments, and they can render them into a state of trance, where in that trance state, you can take on other energies, right? So we have that science, but where's the healing dances? There were those as well. So what I'm suggesting to you is Qigong, yoga are the healing dances for this day and age, this era. And just as much as you pay attention to your spiritual dances, your religious dances, you gotta pay attention to your healing dances, because it's the body that feeds the metaphysical entity that you are. The body, the energy, the life force feeds the rituals, it's the true offering, it's the true sacrifice that the gods eat. So those metaphysical aspects, those metaphysical agents within our body, the gods, the goddesses, the ancestors, right? What do they eat? They eat your life force. But if your life force is supposed to be flowing like an ocean, but it's just dripping like a faucet, because you've lacked giving your body time to heal and to cultivate your energy, you're not throwing up much for the gods. And that's why your life isn't doing much. That's why your rituals aren't working. That's why your prayers are going unanswered. And life is like going uphill both ways. So if you want to think back like your foremothers and your forefathers of old, the way they thought about life, they created a tremendous amount of energy, vitality, raw force, kundalini force, prana, chi. And then this chi was directed through meditation, directed through ritual, and that's how life became successful. That's how health became optimal. So if we're not doing those things, jump on the bandwagon. We got time. You got life. You have a new day. Every day is like a new seed. The seed has the potential for the whole forest, but you have to spend time nurturing the seed, and that's what I'm trying to present. These are seeds to your health. The more you cultivate this, your health will blossom, will flourish, will grow. Right? So what I'm going to do, just for the singers, I know some of you all are singers out here. You love to use your voice as an instrument. So we're going to do some healing chants, right? And just give me 1 second. I got to make one quick adjustment. Okay. Sorry about that. I've been fasting since it's been, the equinox was yesterday. I just finished around 9:30 today, in the Eastern time, and I've been drinking a lot of herbal tea. And sometimes when the water's gotta go, it's gotta go. You understand? Family, it's all good. No shame in my game. It would have been shameful if something else happened. All right, anyways, we got to be able to laugh at ourselves and have some fun. I try not to take myself too seriously. All right, here we go. So for the healing sounds, we're going to heal up. So we're in the season of the lungs, being the autumn, right? So a lot of people around the world, healers, priests, priestesses, religious orders, they're going to be doing things to strengthen their lungs, their respiratory capacity. So some ways you can do that are through these healing sounds. Some ways you can strengthen the lungs are through colors, odors, so on and so forth. For instance, the color white on the rainbow scale, the color white feeds the lungs. So if you have lung weakness, respiratory complaints, asthma, tend to have runny noses, tend to get coughs, tend to get allergies during the cooler seasons, right? Chronic fatigue, acne, right? Eczema, anything that appears on the skin, dryness of the skin. These are lung, stomach issues, but mainly lung issues. And you can use color. So if you like to visualize, you can visualize the color white. That puts you in the vibratory frequency that matches the healing for the lungs, right? Or you could, if you don't want to use colors, visualization, then you can use the sound. The sound is the S, like a snake's hiss, that S, 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 a syllabate S, like a tea kettle steaming. That also vibrates in a frequency that feeds your lungs, strengthens your lungs, and removes waste and putrid things that are decaying from the lungs. Right? The spicy taste. So in the autumn, fall, it's a good time to go stronger with your spicy taste. Why? Because the spice carries out, it brings heat. That pungency brings a heat that burns off excess mucus. And mucus isn't really the bad thing. It's the things that the mucus is holding onto, the things that is clasped in the mucus. That's what you want to burn off, right? And once you burn that off, then the mucus will drop, right? Mucus has been vilified. Mucus is necessary for the body to function, right? It's the things that the mucus is containing. That's the thing. And what is the mucus containing? Is either physical debris, waste products, or it's containing emotional, mental debris, waste products. But either way, we're going to send them out with these exercises. All right. So let's do about 5 minutes. I'm going to give you a purification for the lungs and a tonification to strengthen the lungs. So first we're going to clear out, then we're going to build up. Cool? So here we go. So to purify the lungs, I want everybody to put their hands at their hips, palms up. If you're a visual person, you can visualize white boulders in the palms of your hands that you're lifting. So breathe in, lift up to the chest, turn palms to the sides. We're going to chant. As you open up the chest wide, hands come behind you. Another cycle of breathing in, up to the chest, turn the palms so they face away from each other. Open the chest. Good. To the side view. So breathe in. Open the palms. Behind you. These white balls in your palm are lifted up. So breathe in deep. Take it to the chest. Turn the palms. Let's do a few more. Breathe it in. Two more. Last one. Drop the palms. Breathe in and out deep into your being, to your vehicle. Bring heaven to earth 3 times. So we're just going to rise our arms up high to the sky. Middle fingers can touch. And then bring everything down as you exhale, deeply, softly, gently. Let's do that twice more. Breathe in slowly. Pumping your body full of air, chi. Breathe out as it comes down. Last round. The last movement. So shamans, right? I learned these from shamans in China when I was spending time there. And there's a sound called shang, S-H-A-N-G, which governs the entire respiratory system. So we're going to chant the sound shang, S-H-A-N-G, as we do things to activate the tonification, to strengthen the lungs, right? So this, I've helped people who've had asthma clear their asthma from this. I've helped people who've had seasonal allergies in the autumn with this sound and this movement I'm about to show you. It's cleared that. It took them about 2 or 3 months, and they had to change their diet. Of course, you can't eat dairy products if you want to clear those lungs very deeply, if you're already weak in the lungs. But if you clear dairy and you do these exercises, you too most likely will be able to cure yourself of your asthma or your respiratory conditions. So what we're going to do, we lift our hands up, palms down, open to the side as you breathe in. And you're going to turn your palm over, bring the palms together. Shang. Breathe in, palms down. Pushing out as you breathe in to the sides. Activate the healing sound for the lungs. Shang. Breathe in deeply. Open that chest. Allow for more air to come in through the passageways. Shang. Closing the chest. So this gentle massage of the lungs that happens through the opening and shutting of the chest. Shang. Shang. Let that sound reverberate through the chest cavity. Shang. 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 Let's do the last one for me. Breathe deeply. Shang. Out the arms. Breathe into your body deeply. Let's bring heaven to earth for the final 3 times. Breathing in deep as we rise. Breathe out as it falls. Simply put your hand over the place of your life, physical life here, or you can just mentally think about it, right? Some people like to physically hold that area. Some people just want to meditate their mind upon that area, whichever way works for you. And you concentrate your energy on where your palms are touching. See if you can bring an inner smile. Use that inner smile, let that joy and that warmth from that smile spill into your hands, into your body, regenerating you. And you can relax if you want. You can tap your body. I see I got like a minute left. You can tap your body, massage your body, right? And that is how you transform your body into a healer via Qigong and some old methods and ideas. So I don't know if there's any questions. I think, yes, you can see my information is there for Zoom. I have Qigong classes. If you look in the chat, you'll see my Zoom links. I have Tuesday and Thursday classes that I give online via Zoom. So you can copy that link down and join me. It's always 6:30 p.m. Eastern time zone. Right. So that's if you liked what you saw, like what you felt, and you want to join me, you have health questions, health-related questions, I'm here. And I'll be doing an interview with Sister Alexandra, I think tomorrow. One of her 60 sessions. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. And if there's no questions, I'll bid you adieu.